What is going on, everybody? It's Ms. Mara, and today I decided to switch things up a little bit from our typical Euro Truck Simulator adventures and play some Train Simulator, especially after what happened with the last trip and our shenanigans with the yacht, running into guardrails and knocking down signs and stuff. Oh, it was a bad trip. Bad trip. So, today, we are in Train Simulator with the big boy, my favorite steam engine. It's not as good as the one that's coming out in a few months from Smokebox. I've seen the developer stream on that and it looks great. But it's what we got right now, and it's still a good engine. It's just not as good. We got some boxcars, 50 of them I think, and we are going to West Glacier Station from Whitefish Station. It's going to be about 22 miles or so. Probably take us about 40 minutes, give or take. We got some hills to climb. So we will see how we do. 50 boxcars for the big boy should not be a problem. But the game, being a game, can be unpredictable. So, let's get started. This thing has an annoying sounding bell. But if we want to be realistic, the bell on the new big boy is going to be much better. Much better. Oh, I forgot to release the brake. I can't just have a perfect. It just doesn't exist for me. I always gotta miss something, forget something, do something wrong. Always, always, always. That sounded like a firework. I live in a crazy ass neighborhood. All those people with their fireworks and firecrackers, and that was enough of that bell. Either that or it was a transformer. I don't know what it was. If it was a transformer, it wasn't tied to my block, because I'm still going. We be speeding. Getting pretty good frame rate, which is something I was concerned about with this computer in this game. I picked Mariah's Pass as the first route because it's a very well optimized route when it comes to tile rendering. So I'm hoping that it ends up being a good choice and the game doesn't crash on me. Because sometimes the game will crash, and because it'll say like memory dump or something because it ran out of memory or something. I looked into it online, and I guess it's just part of the game being an old engine, an old game engine. So like if I had a computer with like 64 gigabytes of RAM, it wouldn't make a difference. It would still eventually tally up and run out of memory and have a memory dump and crash. Our first crossing is coming up here in a second. I like to get way ahead and blow the whistle from a distance and hear the echoes. No cars to greet us, but that's okay. We'll be able to go much faster here in a little bit. I don't want to go too fast and have the cars tip over. You know, I like Euro Truck Simulator, but it is really nice to be able to sit close to the desk. More comfortable. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Because playing Euro Truck with a controller just nope. I did it in the past. I can't go back. Can we? Yeah, we can go faster. The thing I don't like about steam engines is the steam pressure battle that you have all the time. Because you can't go full throttle all the time because the coal and the water can't keep up with the. Whoop, I was zoomed in already. The coal and the water feed can't keep up with the demand. So diesels can go full throttle like a car and just, you know, high RPMs the whole way as long as they got the fuel. Steam engines don't work like that, unfortunately. But I love them. So far, so good. Steam engines are just so much more interesting to me. They got the smoke, they got the moving driving wheels, and especially on one like this with the articulation, you got multiple sets of driving wheels. I just think they're so much cooler. They might be harder to drive, and that's why there's not that many of them around anymore. They're harder to drive, they're more expensive to maintain, but they're cool. It's nice that there's still a few around. And here comes the water. I'm going to have to throttle down a little bit, because the water is not going to be able to keep up with the speed we're going. Another crossing coming up here in a minute. Since we're going faster, I'm going to go ahead and get ahead. This one usually has cars come up to it. Yep, there's a truck right there. And there's another truck. Identical trucks. Coming through. Water's still not keeping up. Go down to 60. Looks like our top speed's going to be about 60-ish miles an hour. Any faster than that, water's not wanting to keep up. water's still not high. Alright, 55. Don't want the water to get too low. I love the side view like this on a turn like this. It's so cool. And I believe another crossing's coming up. Want to be ready for it? Oh, there's another one. And the smoke comes back into there, the water's starting to go back up now from 67 to 68. So I guess 55% throttle is the sweet spot, at least on level track. We haven't started climbing a hill yet. This will be the fun part. We will be here soon, coming up to a spot that will make us slow down a little bit for a switch that's going to merge. So the water will get plenty of, well, water once that happens, because the throttle will be off. And there it is, coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of brakes. Not too much. Maybe cut it off here. Because we don't need to go all the way down to 40. We don't need to go all the way down to 40. 45 is safe enough. So I think we'll be good. Here's our switch coming up. You know, from that point of view, it looks more dangerous than it is, but it's... Maybe I'll apply a little bit of brakes. Oh. We made it through just fine. Now to throttle up a little bit. Just a little bit. This map is really beautiful in the winter, when you have the winter season turned on. kind of wanted to do it, but I figured springtime would work okay. Hey, that tree's is floating. Oh, that one is too. Oh, that one is too. The other one. It's always funny. It's always funny to see things like that in a game. See floating objects. Those were, I mean, it's one thing to be like a little bit off the ground. Like, okay, I forgive you for that. But that was like way off the ground. Here comes the tunnel. $55. We're gonna be going 55. I know the draw distance not perfect, but that still looks nice. Trees? No trees. It still looks nice though. I mean, considering how big the route is, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job. Because the distance we're going today is just a fraction of what the total length of this route is. We're only going 22 miles. The total length is like 151. Like a 3.5 hour trip. So, I think for me to make a trip like that, I would need my new computer that I plan on getting with a much bigger hard drive and stuff, because there's no way. No way it can happen with this one. Bridge. Coming up on the bridge. Gonna throttle down just a hair. Because we're still gaining speed. Now that's a much better view than the last one. Much better. Our next crossing, I believe, coming up here soon. Like right about now. And I think now begins our little hill climb. Just a little bit. I think. maybe. Kind of. It's not as steep as I remember it being. I think there's a crossing. Yep. I just love to watch the wheels go round and round. Crossing. We are 5.5 miles out from our destination. We might get there just a hair quicker than I thought we were going to. I didn't take my speeding into account, I don't think. Here's part of the hill. Yeah, we're losing speed now. We're up to 40. I mean, I'm okay with going 50, but I don't want to lose speed. Crossing. Nope, no crossing. I thought maybe there would be one there. Oh, looks like we've leveled out a little bit. Going faster. River. Or no, that's not a river. That's a lake. Oh, that's a massive lake. It did not look like a lake at first. Oh, there's a crossing. Unless there's the arms. Unless the arms are there, I'd look right over them half the time. he's speeding now. Probably wouldn't hurt to go down throttle a little bit. We're going to be having to come to a stop here in less than 2 miles anyway. And I'm going to have to throttle all the way down. Probably within like 1.25 miles. And then start thinking about applying the brake. Yep, there's our station coming up on the little mini map thing. And here we come. I love that sound. I love that sound. Well, that's the end of this trip because it's going to come up with a prompt here. That is the end of this trip. We did it. And we didn't overshoot the destination. Well, I think we overshot it by like a smidge. But I don't think it really matters. I mean, I don't think it matters. It's not like we're a passenger train picking up anybody or anything. So anyway, that's the end of this one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.